What's up, guys? Welcome back to the 25th episode of the Coughy Show. My name is Mike, and I got Eric with me,
Happy Thursday.
and Russell, too.
Russell's here. He might
Howdy.
make a cameo or two.
Yeah.
Do we have any news this week? We got a fuck ton of puff bars.
A lot of puff bars. More puff bars than anybody in the state of Idaho, I've heard, twice. So, we're looking up.
Puff, puff, don't pass.
22 flavors. Is it? Or 25 maybe? I don't honestly know how many. They
There's
come
over
and go.
20 flavors.
Yeah, they come and go so quick.
All right, so first article here is from pharmacytimes.com. CBD-infused pain relief product receives FDA certification. So Honest Globe's over-the-counter drug registration for CBD-infused pain relief products, Alexicure, has been certified by the FDA, according to the company. This action marks the first and only over-the-counter topical drug with cannabidiol to receive certification for its listing. So apparently certification and what's the other word?
What do you think?
I'm drawing a blank. Well, it's still not like recommended by the FDA, but it's allowed by the FDA.
I'm trying to think of the fucking word that you're using. Yeah, I mean, good for them. At least the FDA is like taking a little bit of the space. I don't know what makes them so different. What do they have or don't have that?
Yeah, exactly.
That allows them to be regulated.
Oh, they gave them a few million.
Oh, how much did they pay?
Right. Although the product is not FDA approved, inclusion in the NCD directory and the listing certification mark a milestone, according to Yaniv Kotler, Chief of Business Development for Alexicure's brand. This clarification requires us to vet our processes, our equipment and our systems, our vendors and suppliers, and conduct batch-by-batch testing to ensure quality. Realistically, anybody in the CBD business should be doing that shit.
Exactly, that's common practice to make sure you're not killing people,
Right.
poisoning us all.
So the all-natural pain relief cream is indicated to help reduce inflammation, swelling, aches, and pains. It contains CBD extract from the hemp plant that has medicinal qualities, according to Honest Globe. So now I don't understand. So because they're included in this NCD directory, they're allowed to say that it actually helps with those things?
Yeah, like that gives you the green card to tell
The
people
green
that it's
card.
something. I mean, shit, I don't know what makes you like any different. If they're not going to recommend the product, why do you get that milestone? It has to be financial. Somebody had to pay it. It was probably a donation.
Who knows?
I mean, it's politics. FDA is still the government. So
Money, money, money.
We'll see. I'm gonna have to Google that brand and see what it actually looks like. I wonder if it looks like something you'd see on a retail shelf, or if it is like packaged like an actual prescription.
Next article here is from Fox. Tennessee bill allows higher THC level in drug tests and allows parents to give CBD to their kids. Two Middle Tennessee Republican lawmakers are supporting legislation which would protect Tennesseans using CBD products and those with certain amounts of THC in their system. The bill creates several protections when it comes to administering CBD/hemp products and increases the threshold for testing positive for THC. So this is pretty dope. When I read this, my first thought was like, we're really seeing this like small steps towards like federal legalization.
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially because this is something we've said for months and months that they need to look at, with CBD becoming so mainstream and so much money, so big in the world and talked about everywhere, that you actually have to, be on trend, especially, for children, because we see that a lot. Parents are scared to
Right.
give it to them, as well as people that are on probation, parole, don't want to lose their job, don't want to use their scholarship, anything, because, they could always test positive with the full spectrum. It's like, good for them. They're finally ahead of that shit. I think it's everywhere. It needs to get ahead and go with it, because, it's like, you have to walk with like both your feet. You can't just like move one thing forward and leave everything stagnant, because
Right.
that's what puts us in clusterfucks of nobody knows what we're doing and who's doing where and what and everything else.
So the bill creates protections for parents who administer hemp products to children, as long as the product does not contain more than 0.3% of THC in either dry weight or ingestible form. A caretaker or parent could give the product to a child. So that's pretty standard. The other big point here is that the bill also addresses what levels of THC are permissible in a person's system when it comes to state employment, probation, government assistance, and even students. So that's fucking huge.
Yeah.
So currently in Tennessee, the Department of Labor and Workforce Development lists 15 nanograms per milliliter of THC as a confirmed test, with 50 nanograms per milliliter being the cutoff. Now they plan to raise this up to 150 nanograms per milliliter. It's a pretty big jump. It's not huge, but it should be enough for people consuming a full spectrum product to not test dirty.
Yeah, to just open up that market to a little bit of more people, especially like, you know, like if we could get the military on this,
right?
Get them to change.
Yeah, I mean this kind of stuff sets a precedence and, you know, gives people with, you know, other cases something to look at and reference from.
Yeah, like what military base do we have in Nashville? Come on, make the change too, and everybody else can do it. Let's not, you know, pump these guys full of pills. Let them go buy fucking CBD down the street.
So the new cutoff would also deny courts from revoking a person's bail when less than 150 nanograms per milliliter, or revoking a person's probation or parole as long as they're under the cutoff.
Come on, Nebraska. That's what we need here. Fuck.
Yeah, we're going to follow that and see how that goes. That'll be pretty cool.
Can we start a petition on petition.org for all our listeners so we can do it here too? Because like,
I really don't think any of that stuff, like,
change.org,
it spreads awareness, but
it
I really don't
anything.
feel like they do anything.
100,000 signatures in the White House must respond. Like, okay,
yeah,
Trump's gonna tweet about it. There you go. There's your response. Glad
Right.
something dope got done about it.
So our next one is pretty interesting. This is the website is called WhereDopeKicks.com. So these are the first waterproof hemp-based shoes. For some reason, they choose to say cannabis on their website. I think just to have another buzzword. Really, they should have just used hemp because I highly doubt that they're putting cannabis into these shoes.
That would be lit.
It would
Literally.
be, yeah, right. Just, you know, you run out, you smoke your shoes, dog.
There you go.
So the soles are made of recycled shoes. The insoles are made of natural tree-growing cork. They're breathable and waterproof, 100% vegan and eco-friendly. They're kind of stylish and they have great reviews. Honestly, I'm about to snatch a pair.
Yeah, they're fucking sold out. I was like, shit, I'm gonna buy them too, and I can't get them
of
over
course
sitting
they are.
here. Every size. I'm like, damn it.
So, you know, once they come back into stock, we'll grab a pair and
test them for 30
test them
days.
out. Yeah, give you guys some feedback and let you know how they actually are. I'm interested to try some hemp shoes.
Each shoe would be 100 grams of old recycled shoes. It would use 72% less CO2, and it would use 70% less water to actually manufacture. That's not for a pair, that's for each shoe on your foot. So that's 200 grams of old recycled shoes from their competitors that, you know, we're getting reuse out of. Save the turtles, because without turtles, we wouldn't have turtles, guys.
It's pretty cool, but I didn't even know shoe recycling was a thing.
Yeah, I think they use a lot of like AstroTurfs too, as like tires and old shoes and things.
I knew AstroTurf was tires, but have you ever actually seen anywhere that says recycle shoes here?
That's true, yeah. I seen Adidas did a pair from the ocean, but not shoes.
These guys should have some kind of like trade-in program
Yeah.
or something like that. You like, give us your old shoes and we'll give you like 10% off of your new shoes or some shit.
Yeah, or just like a free return label, like, hey, send us your shoes, we'll recycle them. Put them in the box that you got.
Yeah, if
new
nothing
ones.
else, at least they recycle them.
Yeah, and then shit, take those shoes and put them into something else. Yeah, they don't look bad. I like the soles. I like the speckle on them. We'll link them below, like Mike always does. However that works, but they'll be there.
They'll be there.
And they're not too bad. What are they? 120, I think.
It's pretty average. Yeah.
For, you know, a decent pair of sneakers for a male, size 11, about 129. Yeah.
Especially the fact that they're like, the big selling point for me is that they're waterproof, like, and breathable somehow. I don't get how they're breathable and waterproof, but my feet sweat like a bitch.
Yeah, and that cork, you'd imagine cork would probably be a pretty comfortable one to actually stand all day. Like cork on top of rubber, I guess that eliminates the need for more foam and plastic.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Check out their website. It's kind of cool. It must be a UK company, it kind of seems like. Online, I saw their Instagram is where I actually found it. Is it just was a targeted ad that I love to flip through?
Gotcha.
But a lot of the comments seem to be like in like English. I couldn't understand what they were all talking about.
English.
You know, I mean, it's
Eric only speaks half English.
I don't speak like British English.
He doesn't speak the King's English.
The nice part about cork is it's antifungal and antimicrobial. How do you say that word?
Microbial.
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 Yeah. We learn something new every day.
Last article here is from Hemp Industry Daily. California to revisit legislation allowing hemp-derived CBD in food. I didn't realize that California would actually, I guess, I don't know about when it comes to food and drink, because, I mean, you know, you think about marijuana, quote-unquote, legalization that's still going against the feds.
Yeah.
But are they allowed to go against the FDA when it comes to food and drink? Because I know, like, you know, we've talked about that before. The FDA says that you can't sell a product that has CBD already added to it, so the customer has to be, like, adding it on their end. Yeah. But anyways,
I mean, if you're already going against FDA for something as big as recreational marijuana, wouldn't you think that something like food and drink would be a drop in the bucket?
Maybe.
I mean, I wonder what takes priority on, like, I mean, obviously the FDA is not taking priority on anything. We know that's true, but what would be priority? Them allowing people to buy as much marijuana and smoke it as they please in a given day, or you adding, you know, CBD to somebody's ice cream when they're at Ted and Wally's in downtown LA?
Is Ted and Wally's in downtown LA?
I don't know. I've never been to downtown LA. I don't know. Baskin Robbins. I don't know ice cream chains off the top of my head. Goodrich / Subway.
I think Goodrich might just be an Omaha thing. I'm not positive though.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you know Dairy Queen, but that's Omaha. I think that's a Midwest.
No, Dairy Queen is.
Is it all over the U.S.?
I don't know about all over the U.S., but I know it's at least in a few states.
Yeah, see, I've never been... Oh, yeah, because I've seen one in West Virginia. I've never been to California, so whatever local ice cream chain you have there adding CBD, that would be tight. That's a good idea.
So hemp entrepreneurs in California are optimistic that a long-awaited state legislation to legalize hemp-derived CBD as an ingredient in food, beverages, and cosmetics will be revived from suspension and ready for Governor Gavin Newsom to approve by spring. The bill, which would have reversed a 2018 stipulation by California's health department that hemp-derived CBD can't be added to food, had significant forward momentum in an emergency push through the state's legislation last fall. Apparently, it was shelved at the end of last session in large part due to the intent to allow for hemp products to go into marijuana retail. I don't understand why they wouldn't be able to sell hemp products in a dispensary. There wasn't a meeting of the minds between the hemp industry and the marijuana industry at the time in order to get the passage. The new version of the bill calls for hemp to be tested on par with marijuana, bringing the same confidence in the level for testing for contaminants such as metals and pesticides. Again, I'm all for all the testing.
We should be doing that.
Don't
we
pump
want
out trash
regulation.
products. Yeah. The marijuana industry wants hemp to be regulated the same way as marijuana and with the same testing rules, because it's frustrated that hemp farmers are profiting from CBD, according to Chris Boucher, CEO of Farmtiva, a hemp farm and genetics company in Santa Isabel.
Santa Isabel, yeah.
And the quote here says, "We're not marijuana farmers, we're hemp farmers. Hemp is just like corn, soybeans, carrots, and lettuce, and it's up to the manufacturers and distribution to make sure that there's no chemicals, pesticides, herbicides in their products. It's not on the farmers." I kind of have to disagree there. Because I mean, the farmer's in charge of growing the fucking products.
Yeah.
Like,
you can't just like put shit on it and be like, "Well, I don't care what's on it." You get it out to turn it into corn. The fuck?
Yeah, like it's not like you can like just put garbage into whatever crop that people are consuming, and then like it's on manufacturing to deal with that.
Here's a jewel pod that has some radiation. It's a mango pod, but get rid of the radiation before you use it. Like, that doesn't make any sense. That's not a logical practice.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense to me. I can't agree with that.
Because you should be using, if you're going to grow it, do it the right way and don't use the pesticides and the things you don't have to work on. Obviously, get metal, that's like a land pollutant, so you don't really know for sure. But you can be safe and not use pesticides. We see tons of people using ladybugs for hemp plants. You can get on the same trend that they do.
There's plenty of things you can do to your soil. I mean, it's extra work, but you end up with a better product in the end, and you charge more for your product.
Right, more money. What's wrong there?
Exactly. That's all we got this week. We'll catch you guys again next week.
Have a good one.